All right, we have another edition of Magic Talk, episode number 254.
250. Why does that sound like such a appropriate number or important number? Actually,
It's a big number,
it's a very big number.
but
We've been around for a little while.
So-
yeah, a cool minute.
you ever notice this is me off?
Correction.
Huh?
It's 224.
224.
Oh wow, that's why it sounded so big,
You're right.
Yeah.
because it's not a real number.
Oh,
We'll get there
that's,
though.
That's some shade.
We'll get there eventually.
So this is me off camera.
Yeah. What's up with that?
This is me on camera. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's great to be here. What? No,
Drink.
no, I don't want your germs.
You need. Well,
You are the fruit of my
I
loin,
have
but,
your germs.
that's
Actually,
true.
thank you very much.
Anyways, we will be right back after this.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
The art of magic is mystery, majesty, pageantry, and craft. It's also about history, marketing, networking, and more. All of these topics and others are discussed on Magic Talk with your hosts, renowned magician James Lantine and owner of the White Rabbit Magic Shop, Joshua Lantine. Now on Rough Edge FM.
Okay, we're back.
Fix that volume thing.
I know. We got to get volume on there.
We'll get
So,
there.
Anyways,
Always a work in progress.
I'm gonna get. We need a sound effect. And now we have breaking news. Yesterday, October 8th, at 7:45 p.m., Greg Alexander went into the audition room at the world famous Magic Castle. At 10 a.m. this morning, he received some interesting news.
I pass.
Yay!
And that concludes Magic Talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
He had his audition. He passed.
It went
And-
well.
And I would like to be the first to give him his official gold owl pin as a magician member of the Magic Castle.
Wow, that's an honor. That's a
So-
true honor.
All right.
See now.
We have to do this sitting down.
Here.
I'm going to go in like so, in like that.
Hey, take it easy.
And there it is.
Wow, look at that. That's amazing.
See, now it's really official. Forget the castle doing it. We did it.
We did it here first on Magic Talk.
I'm gonna get a picture with it on first official picture with my gold pin. Get James. There. Oh. Don't hide. You can't hide behind the mic.
Okay. Here.
There we go.
Okay.
I love it.
So Gregory Alexander is now an official member of the Magic Castle, and we were there with him through the whole journey. But take us through yesterday.
Okay, so one thing that was a surprise about yesterday was I was a lot more excited than nervous, which was very, very cool. I was very grateful for that. And one of the main reasons being is because of all the work that we put in, right? I spent a lot of time with Jim. Jim spent a lot of time just sitting, watching me go over and over again and really looking at all the different pieces and just really giving me a nice structure to go on. And then luckily I had a lot of flight time with it as well. So I went in there very confident. I felt great. And it was only one other person auditioning, which I was surprised and grateful for that. I thought I was imagining like 6 people in there and me sitting at the end of the line, like waiting anxiously. And
So the other auditioner went in first.
yep, he got to go first.
And so what was it like while he's in there auditioning and you're waiting?
Well, what's nice is they have a membership committee person in there with you. And it was a gentleman, DJ. I forget his last name, but he was a really nice guy. It was really cool meeting him. And so what was nice is he's in there just talking you through it, really trying to keep you calm, little side conversations here and there, and then reminding you about certain things when you audition, giving you tips. And so I was very grateful for that. And it was fun because as I was getting ready and pulling out all the different stuff that I was going to do for my routine, he was very intrigued. Like when I had my equalizer and I'm putting that on, he's just kind of looking at me, wants to ask, but he didn't ask. So I'm just like, this is so my phone goes off during the audition. He's like, wait, you want it to go off? And I was like, yeah. He's like, ooh, I like that. That sounds interesting. And then I further start talking about the routines, and he's like, oh, I really like that. Man, I wish I could watch this. So that was kind of fun. So even just hanging out in there was really comforting and nice, and I felt very welcomed, and it was a nice experience. Then the first guy came back and mentioned, we asked him if they talked to him after his performance, and they had talked to him. And he said for a little while, they asked him some questions. He came back. About 20 minutes later, they came and got me. I went in there. I set up very quick, and we just got into it. And as soon as I was done, they just said, thank you.
So the first auditioner did not get in.
That is the lowdown. Yeah, I did hear that today. He did not pass, unfortunately.
So for anyone who's auditioning for the Magic Castle, if they talk to you afterwards, I think you might be screwed.
I don't know. I can't.
Is that the takeaway?
I mean, for him,
Is that the takeaway?
yeah, I guess for him, you never know. You never know. I was expecting to be told something. And one thing though that was kind of interesting. So I go in with I have my doctor bag, and I set that down, and David Regal's in the audience, and David Regal says, "Oh, so you brought a doctor bag? Please tell me there's meds in there." Obviously, he's joking, right? And I say, "Oh no, sorry, just magic." But hit me up after the show, just as a joke. And then one of the other committee members, not 1 minute later, says, "What's Urban Arbor?" And that's the cannabis dispensary that I manage in Panorama City. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's where I work. She's like, yeah, I know. What is it?
Remember that medicine that I was telling you about?
And I'm just like, so it's a cannabis dispensary. And she's just like, okay. And then so David Regal's like, so I wasn't far off. And I was like, oh, you were really close, man. I'm like, you don't do any mentalism, do you? So that was really fun. Little patter right before the audition happened. So that was really interesting.
That kind of probably helps settle things down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I brought my table and everything, but when I went in there, I didn't want to take time setting it up. So I just took the close-up table, rotated it sideways, so I had a place to stand. I put my bag down and got to it, It was really fun.
Nice.
It's really fun.
So anything in the routine that you felt like, oh, shoot?
Yeah, I messed up my lines a little bit for time and technology for my opener, but I just stopped for a second and then went back and said the line again, as opposed to up and floundering and trying to make it work. I was almost tempted just to try to make what I said work. And I was like,
what'd you say?
Because it's, I say, something that I've learned is real magic lives in the present moment.
Yes.
I said, well, one thing I learned is time and technology. And I was going to say, doesn't live in that. I was like, nope, that's not going to work. And so I just stopped and I said again, real magic lives in the present moment. Things like time and technology don't. So I just kind of restarted again. Okay. So no big deal there. My gypsy thread, out of all the times I've done it recently, actually didn't work the best. A little piece fell off right away. So I had to go down and pick that up again. And then the little strands kind of they didn't stay nice and separated like they normally do. They kind of were rolling up. And so I kind of started to do a little fiddling and stuff. But those were the most, and I didn't do the back palm because Nader suggested that the angles aren't good for it and you don't want to flash anything. And rightfully so, because Brent from the Magic Apple, he was sitting right in that sweet spot, basically. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I got rid of the back palm and I just said, and the thing about, Superman, shows us great strength can overcome challenges. And I put the card away and I say, but the magician, and I pull out the wand and I look at the, so it still worked.
Yeah.
And all the other performances, I still keep the back palm in because I'm not so worried about it at that point, failing and all that.
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah. Because you can't flash anything.
Nothing. No flashing. And I didn't, apparently. So
that's awesome. Did anyone come up to you afterwards and talk to you? Was there kind of any indication that, hey, you did good, or did anyone kind of try to allude to that?
So Raven went and tried to get some intel for me. He went and talked to our buddy Nader. Nader was very nice and was just like, I'm sorry, I can't say anything. He'll find out tomorrow. And so that was cool. But then Alfonso, he was also one of the board members. He came and had dinner next to me. We had dinner together at the Owl Bar. And he didn't say anything that really indicated anything in either direction. He just had some like cool things like with the gypsy thread. You know, I was thinking like with the gypsy thread, I'm not necessarily saying it's going to add or take away, but maybe break the pieces up so they're a little longer, so it's easier for people to see in the background and they won't get as like tangled up. So we had little suggestions like that basically, but nothing crazy or major. And he said he really liked the routine. So I took that as a great compliment. So that was really cool.
So we were talking off air because, you know, one of the things that I think a lot of magicians might tend to do is they go in there to show off their talent by performing tricks. And yours was truly a routine. It had the start, it had the finish, and it had everything tied into the middle. So you weren't just going up there and say, okay, let me show you this trick because this uses, you know, this kind of move, that kind of move, Elmsley, whatever. And now let me show you this trick because this one shows, you know, palming. And now let me show you this one. You created a routine that you could perform in at the castle.
Thank you. Yeah. And that's the idea. And that was tough to do because it was very tempting just to grab like 3 tricks and try to like make sense out of them and not do as much structure for it. It was, you know, and some people suggested that, you know, and I'm not, you know, that's not why I do magic, you know, not just, and I'm not going to just slap something together to get through an audition. So if I put something together, I want to be able to build on it and grow with it and actually use it over time. And this is something that could easily do that. I could definitely put pieces in the middle to make it a little bit longer. And it's cool because it's something I'm going to keep doing. I could already see that there's going to be little tweaks and it's going to get polished and get even better. And who knows what it'll be like a year from now, even, you know?
Right. Because for the castle, it's got to be at least 18 minutes.
Exactly. So I gotta, you know, extend it just a little bit, you know, a little bit, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the gold pin. I'm honored.
I want it back after the show.
Yep, you got it. I'll be billed
just for posterity. That's all the deal was.
All right, let's take a quick break. I got a few more questions for you, but let's take a quick break and do out of the hat or in the hat.
And now it's time for Out of the Hat. Here on Magic Talk with James Lantine.
Take it away, Julie. Can't tell if it's playing or not because you can't hear it. All right, I'll fix that for you. It's a short one, so it should be done by now. Anyway.
And now it's time for Out of the Hat.
There you go. So this is a Viking piece.
Yes.
And you can tell it's a Viking piece because they always stamp the bottom of the box.
I like touches original. Like that.
What's the name of it?
You're going to tell me that. It starts with a C.
No.
It starts with a D.
No.
It starts with a letter in the alphabet.
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
It is the ESP Chipsational.
Chipsational. Right. Okay. And what does that sell for?
This one is $127 flat.
$127. So this is a typical one ahead kind of deal.
Well, the concept is a typical one ahead type of deal. Now, the whole idea with this one is that you, the magician, are able to go and put a chip in. You start.
Yes.
And then the spectator goes and pulls out one, and then they put it down. So in essence, it's actually kind of like the spectator's doing the magic, and you, the magician, are playing the spectator.
Right.
And so you have it is a one ahead principle that makes this happen, but it can be done. It's a lot like the magic tricks that I like to perform, where the magic is done by the audience member.
Okay, well, I believe we're in an overhead, so I'm just going to turn this box over, but it is beautifully made.
Yes.
And
it does come in colors, and it comes in Zener symbols.
Yes, you can also get ESP symbols. And essentially, by the end of the routine, you are at a perfect match as far as how the chips are all laid out. They all match up beautifully, just like that.
That's how it would end.
Yeah. And again, you put in the first chip, the spectator puts in the second chip, and so on until you eventually put in all the chips, and then you dump them out on the table, and boom,
Yep.
they're a match. So $127, beautifully made. We have a few of these left.
Yeah.
This is a Viking product, so you know that with Viking, it's always going to be crafted very beautifully, and
I don't think we've had a miss with Viking yet.
not at all. Not at all. So that is our out of the hat. And now we're going to put it back in the hat.
God, it can't. Yep. Ta-da! That was right. That was it. That's the noise you should have heard.
So now that you're a member, what you're going to go back today.
I am. Yeah, the orientation's today.
All right. Now
Sounds like school.
is the
I know.
very first.
Kinda
I
does.
mean, you're pretty familiar with the castle now, so it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter that you go in for orientation because you kind of know where everything is
Mhm.
and the rules.
But they
and
do
all
have
that
an
kind of
open
stuff.
bar of free food, so
They
that's
do.
nice.
But, well, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, there's
the-
plenty reason to
yeah,
go
it's a-
back.
Yeah, it's a new member orientation. Yeah, it's like a whole little get together celebration thing that they do apparently. So I'm pretty excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So let me ask you: is one of the first things you're going to do is go sign your name up on that board?
That was the original idea. Yes. I was going to perform with Raven and Migs today. I just said everything happened so fast as far as today. I woke up, made a bunch of phone calls, then I had to pack up my suit, get in the car, and head over here. So I really haven't had any time to like practice or like do anything. And I didn't bring my bag full of my routine. So we'll see. Probably I think I might take a pass on tonight. Especially because the other consideration, one of the reasons to not bring this stuff is I have the orientation. I don't exactly know how long that's going to go. And then also it is an open bar. So I don't know how sober I'll be at the end of the orientation, in which case it might not be the best opportunity, we'll just say, to showcase my skills at
It's
the
always
castle.
good to perform in front of a drunk. It's never so good to be drunk performing.
Yeah, so I was like, let's not make any commitments today, and then I'll push myself to it the next time I go in.
There
So,
are some
Is what I'm
magicians.
thinking.
I was going to say there are some magicians who do make a name for themselves performing drunk.
Yes.
I've seen. What was it? I believe it was Dennis Baer, who is the German magician, and he has this whole thing where he likes to drink beer while he's performing card tricks.
Oh,
And
really?
there was one line I heard from one of the. He actually performed at the castle a little while back, and there was one line that I heard somebody say. He was a couple of drinks in, and he said, "Is this your card?" And he said, "No, it's not." I said, "Which one?" Because he's like, you'd see two cards. It's like,
Oh my
okay.
goodness.
Hold on. I don't know if that was purposeful or if like it was making it funny or if it was actually he was
Maybe a
kind of
little of both.
hammered and he was like
Nice.
saw double. It's like, which was your card? I can't tell.
Now you're a resident magician,
Hmm.
and so are you planning on you're going to be at the castle every week?
Yeah, I'll try to. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna try to be there every week, and then yes, perform when I go.
Nice.
Put in the flight time and hang out. Yeah, because I've been watching Raven and Migs and all the guys. They're doing all their performances for like a year now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely about time that I get out in there and start having fun with those
Yeah.
guys.
I always told you that I would have snuck you in and done it anyways.
I know.
Hey, Greg, why don't you come up and do a couple tricks? Well, I'll end my set a little. Why don't you come up and get a
I would never want to get you in trouble, Jim.
Oh, I know.
Your membership would be on the
Hey.
line.
I'm a rebel.
We're a ask forgiveness type of family,
Right.
not permission.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So now that you're, do you feel any different?
A little relief, yeah. Accomplished. I feel more accomplished now. It's something that, and then something I've always wondered: what am I gonna do? How's it gonna be? And then I don't have to wonder anymore. I know. And,
And
so
now
I
when
feel
you
great.
go into the castle, you're a member.
I'm a member, man. That's actually my home now. That was the other weird thing. It was great. I was grateful to know everybody, and I felt very welcomed there and part of the family, so to speak. But I wasn't a member, and I always knew that. You know what I mean? That's something I always know. So it's like, as much as you may feel that way, you aren't.
Nice.
And you haven't done it like everybody. So now I have, and so that feels good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is now your home.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Julie, any comments?
Yeah, be smarter about what you say.
Me?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Who said that?
No, any comments that you didn't
Be smarter about what did I say that needs to require me being smarter?
think,
Huh?
think, which you don't do, which is why you said
Which part?
we'll get into it later.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what
Ooh,
happened.
We're gonna get into it later. I'm gonna be spanked. So
It's in
and
trouble.
not in a good way.
I was gonna say.
So Josh, do you have a deck of cards?
I actually don't. I think all the new ones we've gone through.
Okay. And Josh was going to for treatment today.
Yes, I've got a doctor's appointment that I got to do,
Is
but
it
it's
for
about
the
my
actual treatment or
it's about my eyes.
your eyes.
Yeah, because I did the test. I think it was last month, and now the doctor has to tell me or see me and tell me the bad news,
Okay.
which I already know the bad
What's
news.
the like? What are you anticipating?
Well, my vision is already grossly impaired because of the optic neuritis in my right eye.
From the MS.
But now they're going to be able to tell me how bad it is and how my peripheral vision is going. I just need to know how long I have to prepare myself to be like Richard Turner, or else,
Is that? I mean, not to sound morbid or to take it there. Is that an actual possibility that you may be going blind eventually?
at least in one eye. That's a very strong possibility because
Oh, wow.
I could have another attack.
I'm sorry to
I
hear
hope
that.
it doesn't go to the other eye because I need
Yeah.
to see something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so on that note, let's take a look at
We had to go and make it a little scary because it's all Halloween season, we
Oh,
gotta.
yeah, right.
I get it. I
Keep-
mean, the Richard Turner thing would be kind of cool.
It would be if I got superpowers after losing my vision. I mean, I don't know if I'd
Yeah.
complain too much.
Yeah.
The dude has 10 eyeballs. He told me, or he told everybody himself. He said he doesn't have a disability. He just can't see.
Mhm.
He has 10 eyeballs though, one in each fingertip.
Yeah.
So that's come on. Now nobody feels bad for you because you can see. You're like a spider. You're better than a spider. You have more eyes.
We have a comment from
Yeah.
Richard Lake. Congrats.
Oh, thanks, Richard. See you tonight, man. We'll party.
Can you elaborate on that?
He just said congrats.
Huh?
That doesn't take. major-
Richard is a man of many words. Congrats. So, all right, Richard, we're all proud of him. So I wish I could join you guys tonight. It would be a lot of fun, but
That would be cool.
unfortunately,
Unfortunately, you're on babysitting duty.
this life is like there's very little time to bounce around like I'd like to.
You'll get there.
Yeah. So we are going to be doing item of the week. Well, don't worry about the intro, Julie, because we won't know when it finishes. So
Which one's the item of the week?
item of the week. We're
I
going
think I figured out how to see it.
okay. Let's do.
Is it good? Should I buy it? Does it suck? Did I get ripped off? Is it more of a craft project than a magic trick? These questions and more answered now on the Magic Item of the Week here on Magic Talk.
Okay, we are back. So the item of the week is. I mean, this isn't necessarily a new, but
Is it good?
it
Should
is
I
good.
buy it?
Yes, you should.
Does it suck?
This is Blaze 2.
Okay. We got another
So there's-
automatic lighting candle.
Yeah. You know what bothers me sometimes? When they come out with version 2,
What's that?
that means version 1 wasn't that good.
I know that they've learned from their mistakes.
Yeah.
That,
And so-
that should make you feel better because
No,
they're
because
actually
anyone who
taking.
bought version 1, they're saying, oops, you know what? We should have done a better job.
That's the lesser version.
Here's version 2.
And thank you for the startup
Well-
capital to get to version 2, by the way.
That's
by you buying our prototype that we called version 1.
Yeah.
and if the version 1 is that bad, do you think they're holding on to version 1?
No.
Exactly.
That's why they went to
So-
version
But are they
2.
motivated to buy version 2? This
Well, now
actually brings
that's
up a
the thing.
great point.
What's that?
And it's with an MS product as well. So my tables, the tables that I use,
Yes.
both of them have broke on me right before shows. And those freaking tables are basically made out of compressed paper and glue. It's not
Really?
even like real wood.
Huh.
And so, but I
Wow.
love the look of the table and I love the function of the table. And they came out with a version 2 that's made of an actual hardwood. And all the hardware is actually put into the thing appropriately. Literally, I was describing how it should have been made when I was trying to fix the thing. And then I looked it up and they made it exactly how I said they should have. But I'm fighting. Okay, do I really want to give these guys more of my money after I already bought 2 of these tables that failed, even though I know that the next ones are going to be better?
Yeah.
Because they took your advice.
Right?
obviously.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't-
It's an eerie concept if you think about it, because
It's
if they're coming out with a version 2, that means that there were some issues that they had in V1, and they came up with a better design, a better this, a better that. It's like maybe you should have taken that extra time so that you could have given
first time.
people
yeah.
a version 2 with a version 1 product.
Or give me 50% off promo code or something for the
Yeah.
new one, man.
Oh yeah.
And be like, hey, sorry for that sucky product, but we can give you a discount on one that actually works.
So essentially, I do like Blaze.
It's a little smaller,
And-
huh?
and yeah, thinner,
That's
smaller.
that's neat. Is the fuel tank the same size?
That I don't know. But everything else about it, the switch is a little different. But the way you fill it up and everything's pretty much the same. So really the only thing that's different about it is how this one lights compared to how that one lights.
Looks like the contacts are noticeably different, actually.
Yeah. So in order for this thing to light, there were 2 points that had to come together to create.
I see that.
spark.
Yes, it's like a plasma lighter.
Yeah, and so you were forever trying to set this a certain way to make it happen.
Really? I
Now
didn't know
this
that.
is just one.
One
contact.
immediate thing I noticed that I actually like, the single wire of the new one almost gives from a distance the illusion of a wick. Whereas this one does not have any illusion of having a wick whatsoever. It literally
That's a good point.
So this kind of gives that, that illusion or that
Yeah.
vibe at a distance. You get more of that look,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
And this
So
is supposed
but
to.
this one's more reliable now.
This
is the
one-
idea.
This one fires more reliably. Now, what I always do with this one is, I test it. I make sure it fires off. I test it again. You got to test it a few times to make sure that the points are going to stay where they need to be. So, it's, but it's a cool idea. And I do like the idea of, being able to self-light a candle if you're in the room and you're walking by and all of a sudden a candle lights up, and
Very magical.
yeah, we're going to be using this in our attic scene because there's
Your addicts.
And they're both
My
real
attic
wax, right? Real
yes,
wax.
real wax on the
They
outside.
they take like butane, you fill them up through the bottom or what?
Yes.
Now with this one too, did they change the
Man?
the trigger at all, or is it the same type?
It is a different trigger.
Oh, okay. So they even changed that one.
Yeah. So the other trigger was more of a remote.
Yes.
This is a more of a kind of being able to
So more like
push
a
into it
toe
or lean
switch.
into it, or yeah.
There's
Okay.
another. What's this spot for?
That is.
Is that for like a wired remote?
I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
No idea. Anyway.
We'll find it out.
So there are
I-
obviously some definite improvement.
I could probably imagine one of these is for a charging, or even
well, that's the C. It's a C charge.
but there's
um,
another one down there that looks like it's
It
for
looks
something
like
else.
one of those little pin type connectors
Okay.
that you can put into it, which there might be something for that. I don't think, like, for me, version 1 is working just perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't handle my own remotes anyways. I have somebody who does that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Lucky.
I don't need to.
Must be nice.
Right.
Jim's just,
Having all these
Jim's just
friends.
soft flexing over here. Yeah, I don't operate my own remotes. I mean, that's for other magicians.
That's for the people who have to work alone.
Well, calling you out, right? Call you out without calling you out, huh?
So, when you work 45 years in Magic, you too will have somebody who can push your button. So again, if you have Blaze 1 and it's working for you, I don't see anything major about Blaze 2 that would say, oh, go out and invest in that.
Mm-hmm.
I just have this thing about V1 and V2s. It's like, if V2 is going to have a whole lot of new features and different things that it's added to it, great. But if V2 is because, we had some problems with V1, so it's pretty much the same product. It's just better. Then I have a problem.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's when the 50% coupon should come out.
It's definitely.
But V2 comes out and maybe it's a different type of load, or it's a different colors, or it's different whatever. The effect is slightly different, but then you're going, okay, so they've enhanced it by adding more to it, more functionality to it. Not that, I improved the functionality because the first one was not quite there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm with you on that one for sure.
Anything else?
Yes, we do have news of this season. Who's going to be our performer for Friday?
We have Daryl Charles coming this Friday. This will be his first time on our stage.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool. He's a great magician.
Yeah, so that will be exciting. Will you be there?
I will be there.
Okay. Will you be performing?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we will have it'll probably be us three, and then Daryl will close the night. I haven't heard from anybody else saying they wanted to come out and do something. But so that will be exciting. That's at 7:00 right here at the House of Magic. And so we are also going to be running a inventory reduction sale coming up for those who are on our mailing list, because we have a lot of items in the store that I don't think people realize we have. And so we're going to try to bring focus to that and make some room, because we are like jammed to the hilt.
Yeah.
And I have ESP. I can read minds. And right now Joshua is saying we are.
No, I completely agree with you this time.
Oh, yeah, but he's still saying we are.
No,
because I didn't talk to him about it.
I didn't talk to you about it. See, I'm glad the gentle hints were actually working.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See,
there's a little blood relation here. So check if you are on our mailing list. If you're not, go to wr-magic.com and sign up for the newsletter. But we will be announcing that in order to get rid of some of the, not that it's like old stuff. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that we have that people, we have stuff in the store that no other store has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, people have given up on even trying to get it because they can't find it anywhere online, yet we still have it. And so we're going to try to bring some attention to that and then see if we can't make room, because we are bursting at the seams.
I love it.
There's a lot of new magic coming in too that we need to make the room for.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I keep hearing from, do you guys have this? Do you guys have this? I'm like, we will eventually.
Yeah, we've kind of slowed down a little bit on the packet tricks. Because it seems like they're just week after week after week. It's another card packet trick. It's another card this. It's another card that. It's another card. I want to start seeing some of this parlor type effects coming out and becoming more prominent.
Close up has taken a precedent in the magic community for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it. You used to see Siegfried and Roy. Now you see Shin Lim. Even in Vegas, true. A close-up card magician. Right. So there's that transition. The cool thing that I think is eventually it's just the pendulum will swing back the other way. Right. You may not see the tigers and all that anymore, but I think big illusion shows and whatnot may eventually at some point become trendy again, because that's just how things are. Things are trends. But right now I would agree, the close up is really what's really more popular. I've always loved parlor stuff personally.
Yeah. And Pickle, who has been around since I was a kid, is closed.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
How long ago has it been? A while?
They just did.
Really?
So they're announcing what their final inventory is that they have
I
left.
think the only ickle pickle I have is a change bag.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they
I've-
were great for change bags.
Yeah, that's crazy. They actually closed. No way.
So they're
End of an
shutting
era for them,
down.
too.
Mac Magic never reopened after COVID. Owens shut their doors. So these companies that have been with me since I was a kid are all slowly starting to die off, and it's sad. And it used to be that you could get a square and circle and a stratosphere anywhere. And
Stratosphere's not even made anymore.
Now you can hardly find them.
Mm-hmm.
And a die box was just as common as anything, and we can't find a quality die box anywhere. And so it's getting really hard to find those staple things that we grew up with. And I
Start making them.
Time to start making them.
is that what she said?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did my wife just give me permission to start?
She did. I heard it. It's done.
Oh, great. What have you done?
Contract written and signed.
Wow. Anyway, I do hope that there's that void can be filled a little bit, because the parlor stuff, it looks good on a shelf too.
Oh yeah.
And it's getting harder and harder to come by.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's news for what's to come. We also have
and stay tuned for the new White Rabbit line of square and circles and stratospheres and die boxes
There we go.
Oh, way to give it away.
and linking rings.
You want to delve into that one?
That's the other problem, is there's not a really good set of quality linking rings anymore. Owens had amazing linking rings. I own 2 sets of their rings, which I would be willing to sell for $3,000. Yeah, my key ring, Owens key ring, they're 15-inch rings, granted, but my key ring is what at the time that I bought it was $750
That's crazy.
for one ring. And
Now you can double that.
and now I'm sure with the key, and I have 8 rings, 15-inch 8 rings set.
It's a $2,000 at minimum.
Oh no,
whole
the
set.
15 the 8 set of rings, 15 inches is $2,500.
Yeah. Like I said, at minimum.
Oh, wholesale, yeah. So so I got a nice little collector's piece, but I would rather see the rings still available. Because they're beautiful, they're gorgeous. There's no weld marks. A lot of the rings you get today, you see all the weld marks because they don't take the time to polish it and do all of that kind of stuff. So it's really getting hard to find that stuff. Anyhow, that will be a story for another. We have to do a segment on the classics, like the Mac Magics and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
And talk, and because I have a lot of it, we could show what we're magicians.
You could do a
performing
something
back
old,
in the
something
day.
new.
Yeah.
Are we
Right?
getting
Something
married
old,
now?
something new.
Are we getting married
I
now?
don't know.
Who's
Oh, is
we?
it something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue?
It could be
That the
something
whole
black, something blue.
There you go.
That's the divorce.
Is he gonna
That's
be
the
back in
divorce.
black and blue?
Possibly.
Anyway, we gotta end the show. So with that, thank you all for listening. Don't forget, this Friday, if you're in the Southern California area, we have Daryl Charles coming to the stage, and we will be there as well. And check out wr-magic.com, and be sure to fill out the newsletter sign up so that you can hear about some of the new things that are coming up for the Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, my name is James Lantine.
This is completely new. What are you doing?
He's Joshua.
I'm Greg.
And at White Rabbit Magic.
We believe in magic.
Oh
See,
my
now
God,
that
was
one
beautiful.
was supposed to
beautiful.
happen.
That was beautiful.
Getting all jazz
We're
magician
getting there.
over here going and saying, I'm this name, this is who. And then, well, we knew.
I was
We
trying to
practiced
follow, I was
that.
trying to follow the Friday Shot Day show.
Okay.
We got to come up like Miss Fireball over there at the booth. We got to come up with our own names.
Okay.
We'll work on it. Well, he already did. He has a stage name.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.
We were just having fun.
I guess so.
Well, most of them.